Hey there folks, Champes here bringing another audio commentary, and today I have a game between Thorzain and Th000, a really exciting game. I actually watched this game live on a sort of fairly low quality stream, and so I have actually seen this game. It was such an epic game that I don't normally cast games that I've watched, but this game I just had to cast. And actually shout out to the people on the stream who I was talking to who actually knew who I was. That was very nice. It seems nowadays that I can't really go anywhere in the Warcraft 3 community without someone at least recognizing me and saying hi and that they enjoy my commentary. So definitely a shout out to them. And yeah, this was a really good game. It's an elf versus a human on Twisted Meadows, and in the Moon versus Infi game I did recently, I told you how much I loved this matchup, especially on this map. And we have another one here, and you can just see why, and you'll just see why from this game. It'll be a completely different game, but it'll still be absolutely amazing. And there are really two different ways you can play this. You can go for a warden, or Th000 can go for a warden, or you can go for a demon hunter. And in this game, he's going for a warden, so that's really exciting. Because obviously, warden I think is a more exciting hero to watch, just because it can do a lot more. It isn't just like mana burn and then tank some damage and then get rejuvenated and whatever. It's more like blink in, get a fan of knives or shadow strike, sort of micro your way out, or use hide. There's much more you can do with a warden. You know, an archmage here for Thorzain, and Thorzain will presumably be creeping this camp. I can't actually remember. I don't think I saw the beginning of this game. Yeah, he'll be creeping this camp presumably, although this is a really bad position for him, because if Th000 scouts this, he will be able to go and harass, but it looks like Th000 hasn't scouted, so I don't think he will be going to harass, try and get a couple of free peasant kills. Instead it looks like he's going to be going for this nice creeping of his own, and it gives slightly worse items, but it does give you access to that merc camp, which is pretty nice, because then you can get shadow priests against the water elementals and all of that fun stuff. But Thorzain, obviously with his early archmage, going to do this creeping, and obviously tanking on his water elementals, very important to do that, and then to take out the mud golem first and then the rock golem, just because that's easy. And Sobi Mask and Atone with Strength, very nice early game items for Thorzain, and we'll have to see what Th000 gets, but he'll probably be hoping for a potion of healing or a potion of invulnerability. That's alright, good against the Mountain King, and a Mantle of Intelligence, a decent item certainly for the Warden, probably actually the best item she could have got there, because agility is nice, strength is nice, but really mana is king for the Warden, and that Dome of Intelligence is just so nice. Plus 45 mana is a significant amount. And now we are seeing a farm being built from Thorzain. Not a big deal, but generally you see a player build it behind here, so it's a bit harder for it to be attacked. You still have access to the Goblin Lab. Maybe this provides better scouting of this local area here, but I don't think anything interesting will actually be happening there. But Thorzain actually now going for a couple farms outside the front of his base. I think he will, this is sometimes a sign that the player wants to go for an expansion, and might even be taking up that expansion. But I don't think that's going to be happening in this game. I didn't see the first sort of 10-15 minutes of this game, but I don't think that'll be happening, and I think we'll probably be seeing a tech from Thorzain, and meanwhile Warden coming in, but not really being able to do too much. That Archmage really quite close to level 3 already, and level 3 Archmage just so powerful. And Warden probably will be looking to do some more creeping. Another Ancient of War going up here, and we'll actually a Huntress Hall going up as well, so we might see some early game Huntresses, and that'll be pretty nice. That's a common strategy, to go Huntresses and Warden, and then just try and push your opponent, especially on Twisted Meadows, where if they go for an expansion, you can they just don't have much of an army, and you can have such a strong army that even militia won't really cancel it out. And a nice reveal there, taking out that one archer. And Thorzain still with his archmage at really high hit points, so this is actually looking pretty good for him, it must be said. He will be able to stay alive, and you can see he is actually teching now, and so Th000 will need to scout this out as soon as possible and start teching himself, because you don't want to be fighting like Sorks versus Huntresses or anything like that. Th000's actually hired some Berserkers as well and aggroed the creeps there in a pretty nice move, and you can see he will just be trying to steal the creeps. Will he get that one creep? No, he doesn't. He gets it a bit too soon, but Th000 taking a lot of damage, down to 32, 24 hit points, 2 hit points now on his Warden. Oh my god, he really needs to run away now. Very lucky there by Th000. I mean, there's a level of skill in it, but 2 hit points, unless it was like the maximum damage hit, he could have well lost his Warden on that hit. So a bit of luck there for Th000, but also really nice to play by him. And I'm not sure if Th000's going to try and steal this creep. We'll have to see whether or not he can actually do it, but it looks like Thorzain's just going to chase him away. Thorzain, if you don't know, he is actually a European player. This is probably a game from Stars War, and oh, very nice attempt there by Th000 to steal the creep, but he doesn't quite manage to. He gets the penultimate hit. And yeah, this is a game from Stars War, which is currently in its sort of region phase where there's Europe versus China versus Korea, and Europe's pretty much being battered at this point. Unfortunately, Luthifron and Vortex and some of the other good European players didn't want to come. Obviously, Luthifron playing a lot of StarCraft 2 now, and so it's really just Grubby propping up their team. I mean, they have Happy, who's actually doing very well, and who beat a couple players like Sky yesterday as well, but it's mostly been Grubby, I think, and even Grubby been not on his best form ever, so a bit unfortunate. Looks like Th000 will be able to creep to 3 now though, and we'll have to see whether or not Th000 can actually continue with this. But ooh, actually that Hunter's coming out and immediately aggroing the creeps. I don't think that's what Th000 expected to do, but you can see Th000 has now scouted out this tech, and so is teching himself. And we are now seeing these footmen run over, and maybe we're going to see some interesting creeping from Thorzain. Maybe we must be, but I'm not sure where he's going to be creeping. He did pick up a Ring of Protection, not a brilliant item against that Warden, because the Warden does lots of damage that isn't affected by the armor. And level 2 now for Thorzain, and quite nice timing here by Th000. You can see Th000 can really come in and take out a bunch of peasants. I'm just remembering now, this is the point where I started watching the game, so I do have a vague idea of how it's going to go from here, and I probably will sort of play a surprise when I see sort of the odd strategies being gone for here, just sort of to make it a bit more interesting for you guys. I know there'll probably be some haters who will just say, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing a game you've seen before" or something. But at least I don't lie about it. Actually, if you I won't say who, but one of the StarCraft 2 commentators, the big ones, actually pretends not to watch each game, but then actually but you can tell he actually has, because in StarCraft 2, if you watch a replay, you can see the replay bar is different because you have that rewinding replay thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then this is quite hard to explain, but if you do, then you can see that one of them, like, he actually genuinely lies about not having seen games. I won't say who it is, but yeah, I think it's really shocking. But Th000 actually making a bit of a mistake here, creeping this out while having too many items. He really should have sold one of those items first, because that deserves 75 gold down the drain there. And Th000's tech still significantly behind, and we are now seeing a Griffin Aviary go up for Thorzain, as well as a tier 3 tech. So some pretty interesting play here by him. Obviously, if you don't generally see sort of fast tier 3 and then heavy air from human versus elf, just because elf has a bunch of good units against that. Obviously, Dryad's excellent against Griffins. There's really nothing you can do with Griffins against Dryads apart from just run. And actually, Mount King there, picking up a total experience. That's very nice for him, getting him to level 2 already, and level 4 Archmage. So actually, Thorzain really doing well in the hero levels, but I think his heavy air strategy is weird, and also you do obviously have Dragonhawk Riders, which are alright against Dryads, but sort of not brilliant. Like, they're a weak counter because, I mean, like, they don't do too great. But a very nice round there by Thorzain, and also obviously if you have a Warden and a Panda or something, then you can really do a lot of damage to Dragonhawk Riders. So Mass Dragonhawk Riders used to be something that I like to do just to surprise people, because no one would really expect it. But you can see actually this Warden just popping back in this Zeppelin, dropping off one Shadow Strike and getting out of there, so that the Arcane Tower can actually drain any mana from him. A very nice move there by Th000, and meanwhile Th000 going to lose his Ancient of Lore though, and doesn't actually cancel it. Ooh, that's very bad for him. Maybe he was just distracted by something else or thought he had an extra second, but it looks like this is actually a pretty bad battle for Th000 to be taking now. Just I mean, obviously you can't avoid it, but it's just really nice timing by Thorzain, who is actually a really good player. I mean, he doesn't get much press, and you only ever see him sort of occasionally, but you can see just now how well he's doing, and you can see he's really having to he's really giving Th000 a run for his money, because if Thorzain had come in here with sort of a couple Sorks and sort of doing an almost Orc versus Orc style tower push, you could actually win this game, but instead it looks like he's going to be going for his tier 3 strategy, which makes it this even more impressive that he's managed to do so much. Nice bashes there on that Warden, meaning that he's taken a lot of damage, will need to run away. Not much Moon Juice left for him either, so that could be a bit of trouble. Only 3 Moonwells out for Th000 at this moment, and so he will have slightly less healing than normal, and he does have a shop up though, so if he really needs to, he can buy a healing potion, maybe even a mana potion if you want to use a couple more Fan of Knives or something. And there's a blink there. Oh, actually, sorry, he hasn't gone for Fan of Knives. He's gone for blink and Shadow Strike. But Shadow Strike being used on that Archmage, who is now pretty low, and will just be able to run away, but still, actually I'm TPing out because of that Warden, I guess, even though the Warden not enough mana, but he does have a mana potion, so maybe it was preemptive, although we have seen some very nice play in this competition just because it is a LAN, and so we've seen a lot of really close moments, and I think it's been a sort of quite good competition, although I'm really looking forward to China versus Korea, because I think that's going to be the big one. Europe just isn't the contender that it sort of that I would like it to be, but Th000 actually, as you may know, Th000 now playing under the tag Monster. It's a very well, it's basically like one-man clan, but it's a shame that Th000 couldn't find a better clan. I think what would be great is, I think Grubby isn't in a great clan anymore, because he's really just there with Ciara. Obviously Evil Genius is great for things like Counter-Strike, but just doesn't really have the ability to play Pro Warcraft, because Grubby is really on his own there, because Ciara doesn't really count as a player. But I think if Grubby and Th000 were on the same team, that would be a really formidable team. I'm not sure if Grubby is